Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I found some leftover lamb that I had, so I am going to make meatballs out of it, and I am going to chop up a scallion and a, what do you call them? I forgot the name of them. Oh God, I just had the name on the tip of my tongue. Shallots. Man, for a minute I thought I lost it. I'm going to thin slice these, put them in with the ground meat. I'm going to add an egg to it. I'm going to add some breadcrumbs. Now my breadcrumbs are darker than what you buy in the store because it's made with whole grains. It's not burnt or anything, it's just that it is just a darker bread, like if you make breadcrumbs out of pumpernickel. But if you use white bread or use whole wheat, you'll notice they're going to come in different colors. And this is where you can change the flavors of your breadcrumbs when you make it yourself. This was a big scallion. Okay, I'm done chopping. That's it. I'm tired today. Today's a long day. See, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually spring cleaning in the autumn, because in the spring I'm out in the yard cleaning that mess up. So I can't be out in the yard and spring clean the house in spring. So I sit there and before Halloween, because I don't celebrate Halloween, I sit there and I start spring cleaning the house. The only thing I can't do is open the windows, but I'll clean the windows in the spring, which gives me more time. And see, you'll see my breadcrumbs are darker. I found such an easy way to make breadcrumbs. Oh, I love that way. Oh. You're going to need some salt and pepper. Now, I cannot remember if I gave you the lamb seasoning or not. I just can't remember offhand. If I have it when I make it again, believe you me, I will be, giving it to you. I'll do a whole video when I have to do a whole bunch of my seasonings, and I'll put them all together in one video so you can sort of pick some into. Besides, I have a lot more mixtures to do. Oh, I do love this one. Am I heavy-handed? Of course, I want those flavors to stand out. And we'll see how this comes together. Now I am going to bake these at 425, these meatballs. It's easier. It doesn't leave such a mess. How do you know if you put enough seasonings in them? You'll smell it. That's how you know. Make sure your shelf is in the middle. Now the only thing I'm going to do here is I have my pan here. Because I know lamb is fattening. And I don't have to add wheat germ because it was homemade bread. You already know that I made my bread nutritious, so I don't have to worry about that. Don't make a mess in there. Now you can pan them if you wish. I just don't want a mess to clean up. And I'm making them about this large. I'm making them a little larger than normal. And I'm definitely going to serve these over rice. Oh, if I had some feta cheese, I would put feta cheese in these too, but I don't have any feta cheese, so. Yes, you could add feta cheese into it, which would really bring that lamb flavor out. I just don't have any in the house, so this is where I'm going to use what I have. A feta cheese and black Calamente olives. I'm thinking I'm going there. My son told me he wasn't going to be, if he's home today, be cooking for 3. Oh, the monk fish, it made a hit with us. It is so good. Just remember to keep that temperature, and the internal temperature has to be 160. I went to 162 by accident. It didn't hurt it any. Came out very, very nice. And I'm thinking about what I want to make next week. I'm sure I'm going to make something you're going to say, oh, I have this recipe. But you know the stock from the chicken, when I made the chicken and rice with all those lovely flavors? I'm going to use it. Sitting in the refrigerator, I just took the fat off of it. The fat was hard, so I went ahead and took it off. No, I don't have a recipe for this. I just threw this together because I found something in the freezer that had leftover lamb and I wanted to do something with it. Thought about making a lamb and beef meatloaf. And I said, no, not now. So this makes 3, 6, 9. So everybody will get 3 if they like it or not. Oh, the other one's home, one's home, and I'll be feeding 3, but we'll each get 3, and that'll be more than enough. And you know I'm going to make the rice nutritious, which is standard for me as well. So when that hits 425, I'll cook them about 15 minutes and check them. They should be fine. And I will see you when they're done. Now, if you are unsure of rice and cooking it the way where I say add a little bit of water till you get it done, you can, there is a ratio to rice. Like I said, everything has a ratio to it. Once you know the ratio, you can go in any direction, just as long as you stay within that ratio. So we're gonna see how much rice I have here. I'm using the wrong measuring cup. I just don't want to. All right, we have 1.5 cups of rice. Now the ratio for rice is for 1 cup of rice, it's 2 cups of water. That is the ratio that makes perfect rice. As long as you don't boil the water away. Once it comes to a boil, put the lid on, turn it down to simmer. That is the ratio, 1 to 2. So we have 1.5 cups of rice here, so we need 3 cups of fluid. I have potato water and carrot water here, so from yesterday. So I'm going to strain it. I'm not going to waste it. No reason to waste the nutrients, correct? That's 2 cups. That's 3. I still have some left. You're going to add some salt and you're going to bring it to a boil. So, if you have vegetable or stock or something like that, go ahead and use it. Don't waste it. Now as that's heating up, we'll rinse our rice and we'll add it in. I put the lid on. As soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to simmer, leave the lid on, and let it cook. And when all the liquid has evaporated, it should be completely done. So always remember the ratio of rice is a 2 to 1. 2 cups of liquid to 1 cup of rice. All you do is cut it down. Like if you're just doing it for one person, it would be 1 cup of water and 1/2 cup of rice. And if you want to cut it down even further, it's 1/2 cup of I'm going to use the word water, but it can be stock or anything you're using, and 1/4 rice. But you have that ratio. If you want more, just double it up. Okay, so I put those in. I'm going to give them 15 minutes because they're large. Okay, 15 minutes will be 27. And I will see you then. don't forget about your rice. Okay, they're out and I'm taking them off right now. Hold on. Now we put these to the side. I got my vegetable stock and I have the some more of that potato water. The vegetables that I used yesterday. Let me see if this phone is charged. I've got you wired up. Just give me a minute. Okay. I can move you around easier. You're not contained now. And let's pray I don't knock you over again. I'll keep you in the back. You're safer in the back. All right. I have some the oil from the lamb here, and it's about 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it in. Do I want to heat this pan up? No, I don't. If you want these drippings, you can scrape them if you wish. There isn't much, but there are just a few, and that's it. We're going to start heating this up. And we'll get the same amount of flour, and we'll start the roux. I'll see how that flour is, and then we'll make a decision. Rice is coming along very nice. Always remember that ratio and you can't go wrong. We have to see how this reacts, and we need another tablespoon. That is 2 tablespoons of flour. 2 tablespoons of oil. Or if you wish to say there are drippings, so we should say drippings. So we're going to cook this flour till it's toasty. Now, if I used my broiling pan, I could have sat there and just moved it to the burner here and done it that way, but I didn't. Just getting you a little closer. We're going to let that flour cook, and then we'll add the stocks. By the way, monkfish actually tastes like lobster if you do it right. That's why they set that temperature at 160. You don't want to mess that up. You really don't want to mess that up. saw how my cats were carrying on. Now I'm using brown rice, but the ratio is the same when you do rice. Let's get this going. This is the rest of the potato water. I don't have tons of meatballs that are going in here, so I don't need a ton of gravy here. Unless you want to make extra gravy, then you can sit there and use the gravy in other dishes, you know. So now we're going to season it up. I'm going to get salt and pepper, definitely. And I'll probably bring the lamb seasoning and dump it in here too, so we'll just get it just all the way around. So we can bring the flavor of the lamb out with these seasonings a lot more. Salt and pepper to taste. I'm not going to tell you how much to put in because you might like more pepper, you might not like pepper, and you want more salt. So when you make a gravy, it's definitely by taste. The reason I'm more heavy-handed with the seasonings is because I use stocks and stuff like that. They have flavor and you want to bring out these other flavors, so you have to increase. And I don't mind increasing on my seasonings to make sure that the food is nutritious because I want my family to be as healthy as they can. What they do in their life after, you know, and I'm not cooking for them, then that's something they have to deal with. And one of my sons brought up point blank to my attention. He said, "Mommy, when I go shopping, you can everything, and I don't know what is the best and what isn't." And so I had to bring to his attention, you've got to do a lot of reading. See, men didn't have to bother with that because they had a wife. And that was her job, to make sure that everything was nutritious for her husbands. But because women have left and have destroyed the family, and I'm putting it out there if you like it or not, now the men flounder in that. And we as women flounder in other areas. We were not meant to be separate. We were supposed to be a unit working together. much it. Another old spoon that's going to break. You only need a little bit of gravy with this. I'm going to heat it up, and that's it. Just a lid. I'll probably serve it with butternut squash today, which I think would be nice with the brown rice and the gravy, and that gravy to go over the rice as well, and the meatballs on top of the rice as well. I just think it'll be a nice simple dinner, but a pleasant one to have. So you saw the end results there. That's exactly what it's going to look like when I serve it. And the brown rice is just remember the ratio. You use stocks and stuff. Remember, if you use stocks and stuff, you're going to find out that it's harder to use a little bit of seasonings. You have to increase on your seasonings so you get their flavor as well, because the whole dish is flavorful. It's not like you're adding bland water and you put a pinch of seasonings in and you flavor the rice up because you cook it in that stock. It already has its own flavor, and it's got more added to it, be it bone broth or anything else. Now I'm going to be trying soon to see if I can take this gelatin and make jello out of it. I don't know if it's going to work, but anyway, we're going to try. But anyway, listen, I want you to take care and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.